Oh, listen, I'll tell you what. If I need a loan, I'm going to go to a bank. But if I need blood, I'm calling Sue Thu, United Blood Services. You provide so much for so many. And the last visit, you provided a brand new Volkswagen, for crying out loud, to a winner. And now you come down with all kinds of Phoenix Sun stuff. What's that about?
Well, that's right. You know, we're so pleased that we get to partner with great organizations in the Valley, and the Phoenix Suns and AZTV have both joined in to help us encourage people to give platelets. That's the smallest component in whole blood, and there's a greater need this time of year, and so the Suns are helping us thank people who reach out and give platelets.
Okay, what are they, though? The smallest component, but what are they for?
Well, platelets provide vital clotting factors for people who have internal bleeding, for cancer and leukemia patients. And what's so special about them is that they have just a 5-day shelf life.
Oh.
So there's always a tremendous need for additional donors because they're the most perishable component in whole blood. And we need a huge number of people to give platelets every single day because we're meeting the needs of patients in 64 hospitals.
And that's reason enough to go. But in addition, you have the incentive of all kinds of Phoenix Suns special appreciation gifts. And where can we find a list of those?
Well, I can actually tell you, or you can go to the AZTV website, but we are encouraging people to give platelets 4 times between now and January 31st, and you'll receive appreciation gifts along the way. After the first donation, you'll get a 2-for-1 ticket voucher, compliments of the Phoenix Suns. The second donation, we're entering in donors for lower level seats too. We're going to be drawing 6 winners for some lower level seats. On the third donation, you actually get entered in for one of these basketballs autographed by the entire team.
The entire ball club last year.
That's right, and we have 6 autographed basketballs we're raffling off. The grand prize, after the 4th donation, you get entered in to win courtside seats. So someone is going to get to sit right on the floor with the team and enjoy a lot of amenities, including the buffet, and all in appreciation for saving lives.
Listen, a lot of people come down here with very interesting and important and worthy causes, but not all of them have their own personal experiences. And Sue Thu does, from the standpoint of a really desperate need for blood. Tell that story.
Well, you know, it's like it touches every family, and it certainly touched my own family. Just 2 weeks ago, my brother had a hemorrhage, and he was rushed to a Valley Critical Care Unit where he was given emergency transfusions. He received platelets, plasma, and red blood cells. In fact, 2 weeks ago today, he received more than 24 blood transfusions. And platelets were one of them to help his blood to clot. Unfortunately, my brother did not survive his tragedy. But I just want to say, on behalf of the family, that's all my brothers there right now. My brother Mike is in the middle. I just want to say that our family is so grateful that those donors gave blood, because it gave him a fighting chance. And without those donors, he wouldn't have even had a chance. So thank you.
How many transfusions?
More than 24 in a 36-hour time frame.
I can't even imagine that. That's inconceivable to me.
It's a lot of blood, and you know, you have to receive, when you lose a lot of blood, and in his case he was internal bleeding, when you lose a lot of blood, you have to have lots of different components to try to control the situation. The red blood cells actually replace blood volume. Platelets help your blood to clot, as well as plasma does that too. So when people come out and they give max donations, such as the platelets, they're giving increased quantities of a special component based on their physical attributes and their blood type, and it helps us meet the needs of patients better. And I just thought perhaps maybe sharing a personal story in my own family would help people understand how important it is. You can't wait for an emergency to donate blood, because it still has to be tested and processed. It has to be on the shelves when the patients arrive. And that's the only way that patients have a chance to survive when they're in an emergency situation.
Is the process of donating platelets different?
It's slightly different. The basic process is the same. However, you're at the donor center. It's a slightly greater time commitment, and that's why we thank donors with special gifts for giving platelets, because it does take a little more time. But platelets are often referred to as liquid gold because they're so important in the life-saving process. And it takes about 2 hours to go through a platelet donation start to finish, but you receive lots of benefits in saving lives, in finding out more about your blood, in having refreshments while you're there. We show movies for the platelet donors. You get entered into the All Stars for Life campaign.
And as part of the United Blood Services family, we at AZTV also share your sorrow.
Thank
you
you
so much, though, for telling us the story. This is Pat McMahon, back in just a moment with more of Arizona's Daily Mix.